What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 95 of Lyon Live, here in Football Manager 2019. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. Today we're back, and I want to get 4 matches in today's episode. It's been a couple of days since the last one that we did. If you, of course, missed it, do go check it out. Injury crisis is kind of in full swing. We'll hope that it's going to ease up now. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all doing fantastic. The reason for just having 2 days without an episode has simply been that this week I've been quite tired at the end of days. I know that might sound like a terrible excuse, but I don't know. Maybe you get it. Sometimes when you get in from work, you just want to sit on the sofa, chill out, lounge, just play a few other games. Sitting down, dedicating an hour of my evening to record a video can sometimes feel like quite a big commitment. And also, there's a few other games that I want to play at the moment, and with FM20 being on the horizon, I don't want to go too crazy with FM19 videos and then kind of feel really burnt out when the new one comes out. I'm sure you guys can understand. To be honest, I'm just happy to have a series that I enjoy and look forward to recording each and every day. I feel like that's something that I've always struggled with in the past when it's come to Football Manager content, that I don't always click with what I'm doing, and in previous years there's been years where come March, April time I've kind of just been done with the game, whereas this year we're still going strong, and I feel like that is in part down to the format of Lyon Live. It's not like I have to rush through the game a ton and play 20 seasons in order to get an episode recorded. With this, it's kind of a nice chilled out time, like a podcast for me. I can just sit down, hit the start record button, talk away. And, I don't have to worry about playing off stream, between episodes and stuff. It's nice. And you guys seem to love it too, which is absolutely fantastic, of course. Anyway, you can see games we've got today. We've got Brest who are in 5th. We've got Guingamp in 6th. Sochaux in 14th. And I would love to get that Liverpool game in as well. We currently top our group in the Champions League, and Liverpool are in 2nd. If I'm not mistaken, a win against them at the start of November would see us... Oh, not the start of November, the kind of middle of October, looking at it, the 19th. That would see us get through the group stage, which would be absolutely fantastic. Of course, that game that I accidentally mentioned, the 1st of November game, that is the second game against Liverpool of the group stage, which, I don't know, we kind of just have an eye on, I feel like, at this point. But yeah, after the disappointment of last episode, at least with one of the games, I'm hoping we can continue on the kind of path that we forged ourselves in the latter 2 matches. We got back to winning ways, and we'll hope for more of that here today. We'll have to see how we get on. We're going to be playing on the Sunday, which is the same day that our rivals PSG and Monaco are playing. Hopefully the teams that they are going up against can do us a little bit of a favour. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, we've got to do ourselves some favours by seeing out games like this one against Brest and this one against Guingamp. Especially away from home. It's been, I don't know, something which we have struggled with a little bit from time to time. Anyway, you can see loads of scout reports coming in. We have got a lot of players that we're keeping an eye on. And of course, a few players out on loan who we are, keenly, viewing the progress of. Including, as you can see here, Lyon Durand, who... Let's be honest, he's continuing to improve and he looks absolutely insane. Not perhaps Donnarumma levels of insane, but at 18 years old, and a young 18 at that, easily one of the best goalkeepers I've seen in Football Manager this year. He looks top draw. Can't wait to see what he's going to look like in a year or two. Even, come the end of this year, he's probably going to be a monster. Anyway, can Rennes do us a favour? Can they do it? Can Stade Rennes... Is it Rennes or Rennes? I'm not sure. Either way, please beat PSG. Do us a favour. How did they get on? We'll find out in just a second. How did you do? How did you do? I could quickly check it, but I'm just going to keep mashing continue here until we get to our bit. Of course, Keane and Aouar still out injured, still not fit for this game. 2 of our big key players. Okay, they won 6-0. So... we didn't get the favour that we were hoping for to start today's episode, it would be fair to say. In terms of team for this game, what do I want to go with? I kind of just want to go with a full-strength team, which I think is what we've got here. You can see Moise Keane recommended not to be selected as part of his fitness test. Aouar back in 6 days. Moise Keane back in 5 days. There's an outside chance they might be ready for a bit of football against Liverpool, which would be nice. In terms of the rest of our team here, though, I don't think I want to change things too much since our previous game. we've not been flawless so far this season, but we have done quite well. And particularly in our kind of last 5 or so games, things have got better. We could now bring in Toussaint actually for Romero, just in the defensive midfielder position. And well, let's see how we get it on here, shall we? Away from home, never going to be easy. In the back of my mind, I was weighing up the possibility of maybe playing the 3 centre mid, kind of 5-man midfield system, but we'll go with the 3 at the back for now and see how we get on. Last episode, I did note that Lenglet picked up even more of his kind of capabilities to play left back for us. So that does open up, an avenue of, strategic possibilities, I guess. There's definitely different things we can do now that we have him as a left back on the pitch. Anyway, we need to defend here as they have a long-ranged effort. A little bit of a warning shot in our direction, I feel like, there. They have got a few of our former players. I noticed Owusu, Cornet as well, I think, is another one of our former players. Let's hope that they don't come back to bite us here. Let's hope that we can stay on top. I will also give you guys a little bit behind the curtain, warning in advance. I've done my online grocery shopping. That's a thing in England. I know that hasn't, happened everywhere in the world yet, but essentially you can order your groceries and they get delivered to you in a truck. Mine are due to come in an hour. They might come sooner because they sometimes do that to me. And if that happens, we will awkwardly have to cut the recording. And well, let's not cut the recording anymore because Maulida's just scored that. That's a pretty good goal for his second of the season. Fair enough. But yes, if there is an awkward cut somewhere in here, you've been pre-warned. It won't happen now, but I feel like it's a precautionary measure to mention it. I mean, am I the only person who does online grocery shopping? It's quite common, I feel like, in England. Do you do it wherever you're from? Please list the name of your country that you're watching this video from. Do you have online shopping? Is that a thing? And do you use it? So it's kind of country, then yes, I use it. No, I don't use it. Third option, we don't have it in my country. As we go 2-0 up. I mean, this is just what I ordered from my weekly shop. A 2-0 win against Brest. Maulida with the assist. Gabels continues on his fine goal-scoring form. Who needs his strike point partner, Moise Keane? Moise who, I say? Gabels, though, lovely little run and a nice finish. I don't know if the keeper could have done better there. A little bit questionable, I feel like, defensively there. Brest at the back, and namely their goalkeeper. I think he could have got to that at his near post, but we're not going to complain. We're on the attack again. Vargas to take the throw-in. Of course, we fixed up our throw-ins now, so we're going... Oh, is he just Sorry, did he just Rabona... I think he just Rabona'd it. Let's have a little look at Vargas here. I think he's done a completely unnecessary Rabona here. You cheeky sausage. Unfortunately, I think it was Gabels actually put the header wide. It was Gabels. If you score that, it's goal of the season, mate. It's a shame you missed it. That's all I can really say on the matter right now. Vargas has now picked up an injury. Oh, please. It's a bruised ankle, apparently. I mean, it could be more serious, I guess, but... We're a little bit short of players already. Right, we'll play Havertz at left mid, and then I think we'll bring in Freitas to play centre attacking mid as that trequartista for us. For a split second, I did think about bringing Bast onto the pitch after his little adventure last episode, but I have thought better of it. Good opportunity, though, for Freitas to show us what he's made of here. I mean, what he's made of is a distinct lack of pressing, from what we've just witnessed there. Can we defend this now? Darida tries to switch the play straight down Lenglet's throat. Right, no nonsense here. Let's build from the back. Lenglet dinks it up the line to Kai Havertz, who's, dropped deeper from his centre attacking mid position to now play on the left wing. Now with Maulida, Freitas bringing it forward. All on it. I mean, well, fair enough. Fair. Some good goals so far to start today's episode. We're 3 goals up. This is what I want more of, lads. More of this. Kai Havertz playing out on that left wing where he might find himself playing more frequently this year. Freitas, I thought for a second he was going to thread through Gabels, and he kept going and going and going, and I was half anticipating him just to smash it over. Nah, straight into the bottom corner. Maulida with 2 assists and a goal to his name. Moise Keane could be fighting for his position as the complete forward in our team. Of course, great to see all 3 of our front 3 now grabbing goals for us, including Freitas on off the bench. We've been very dominant in this game. They've not had a shot on target. It's been plain sailing so far. happy for a few more in the second half, of course, but a clean sheet would be absolutely perfect round about now. Just to help build our defence a little bit of confidence. A few of our players apparently looking complacent. I did show some passion and they've got a bit annoyed by it. But maybe that annoyance can turn into positive energy as Havertz whips it in. Militao's header was not a particularly good one, but the keeper made a bit of a meal of it. Let's take off Toussaint for Lucas Romero. And with our last change, I'm going to give Guillet some game time at right centre-back for Markovic. Both him and Diaz, I do need to integrate into the team a little bit. It's difficult to justify dropping Lenglet or Eder Militao, though. I guess in a game like this, it's a little easier to do. But yeah, players like Guillet need regular first-team football. It's going to aid their development immensely. I mean, he's already a French international. Even if I think he's massively punching above his weight, hopefully that bodes well for his potential, the fact that he's capped at such a young age. Anyway, Ndombele bring it forward here. I mean, he's going to want a long shot himself, and now he's got it. I don't know how to feel about this performance, because the scoreline is perfect. You know, I really couldn't ask for anything more, but we've not actually created a clear-cut or half chance, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I mean, the good news is we've looked very good going forward and taken our long shots, but can't really rely on this every single game. As it stands, though, we'll take it 4-0. Decent performance so far here. And that's going to be all she wrote. And I can't really complain a great deal. That is a good performance. More clear-cut chances, I guess, would be nice. But we'll take that. And hopefully that can give us some confidence now going into the Guingamp game. Because they were going well in the league, Brest. They were going really well in the league. And Vargas picks up an injury. It's only a bruised ankle. So it could be worse. Maulida, my friend, you were superb. Absolutely top draw. I was wondering if he had an optional contract extension in his contract. He doesn't. He does have a wage rise after international caps, and he's on the verge of like triggering it. Looking at it here, the wage that he is going to get by triggering that clause is what he's asking for an extra year on his contract, and I'm kind of happy just to give him it if he'll take it. At 57, stop messing me around here. 57. 61. Right, I had to give him a little bit more than I would have liked, but I don't know. Good to get Maulida locked in on a new contract. He's only on 45,000 right now. His wage was going to shoot up anyway. I think for how much he's contributed as of late, and also just the overall quality he possesses as a homegrown player, it's probably worth just exercising that opportunity to get him on an extra year of his contract. The game against Guingamp, we've not got a big rest for. Unfortunately, Monaco grabbed a 95th minute goal. That's annoying, isn't it? You can see here, PSG, 10 wins out of 10. It's not ideal. That is going to make things trickier in terms of our aspirations of catching them. Do I want to play Havertz on the left? You know what? If Vargas is carrying a knock, I might just start Freitas for the next game anyway. Guingamp in 6th. Not a big recovery time, which is a bit of a pain, but we should be okay. We have got a very good little team here, I feel like. Someone did mention, actually, I should probably make Bast available for the youth team. Or for the reserves. We'll do that. He's not going to be on the bench for too much longer because, well, a fair few of our players are finally coming back to full fitness, including James Taylor, who should probably be on the bench instead of him. Shame about the injury for Taylor. Would like to integrate him into the first team more. In a similar way, I'd like to do more with the defenders, but at the same time, I don't really want to jeopardise league performances for the sake of giving young players a chance. Maybe I need to be more willing to do it, though. Maybe I have to be more accepting of the fact that, you know, if we do slip up whilst playing young players, that's just got to happen. But the longer-term benefits that we could reap from that in terms of just having more experienced players who are well-versed in League football could be worth a trade-off. Will be interesting to see how our team has recovered going into this next game as well, because yeah, a game on a Sunday and then a game on a Wednesday is not particularly kind. And it's going to be a common trend, actually, over the next few months. Apparently we could do with a new coach. he's not that great a coach, I'm going to be honest, guys. I mean, he's a good scout, but I don't feel like we need scouts right now. In fact, we don't even have a spot free on the coaching team, so thank you for that suggestion. How's our money looking right now? We're looking pretty good. Can I ask the board for an increased transfer budget or anything? I can't. What about facilities? Data analyst facilities? Can we get them better? Excellent. I mean, all our other facilities are fully upgraded, and I feel like our stadium might have hit its maximum capacity in terms of how big it can be expanded to. And because it's quite a new stadium, Lyon Stadium, in Football Manager, you can't request a new stadium until you've had your current stadium 20 years. I feel like Lyon's current stadium is really, really modern. 2016. So we've got another 14 years if we want a stadium expansion. But to be fair, it holds 65,000 fans, which is a pretty monumental amount of people in truth. So it's not too big of a concern. I forget, I've still got 40 million we're just sat on. Just sat on it, just enjoying it, like a chicken on an egg. It's a weird image in my head. What players' contracts are expiring in a year? We've obviously been doing lots of mass scouting of young players and these kind of players too. Is there anyone super hotly rated? It's still Kareem Thomas. There's also this Portuguese player, but he's 20. Oh, you see, he's got loads of potential, but he's 20. Is he really that likely to improve that much more? Probably not. Kareem Thomas hasn't tried to force his move just yet. I'm going to go with an even lower offer than what we offered them before. 15 million. At this point, I don't even really want to buy him. I just want to get him unsettled enough that we can, snap him up. Casper Dolberg's still out injured. I wonder if we could get him for a discounted rate. Cameron Carter-Vickers is a really good little centre-back in FM terms. He'd be a good little backup for us. Although, do I need more centre-backs? Probably not. If we sort by ability, Messi is the most highly recommended player. Shocked Pikachu face right now. I've just verbalised a meme. So when people say Twitch emotes aloud, I've become one of them. Please send help. Right. What do I want to change here, if anything? I could bring in Guingamp for Markovic. I feel like I need to give him as much game time as possible. Also got David Diaz, who wouldn't mind some game time. I wonder if we could play him at defensive mid. Maybe that's a change for the Sochaux game coming up. Vargas, we'll just keep him on the bench for one game, I think. Let him build up some fitness. Maulida had a really good performance last time. Our 3 days, Keane 2 days. Yeah, it's going to be very touch and go for both of them for the Liverpool game. I think the best we could possibly hope for is to have them on the bench. Even then, do I really want to bring them on as impact subs? We're going so strong in the Champions League group stage that risking aggravation for injury in a game that isn't actually much of a must-win, it just doesn't feel like the smart play. Then again, when do I ever make the smart play? I'm a gambler. I like a risk, I feel like. Let's see how we get on here, though. We had a really, really good start with our last game. Guingamp, obviously at right centre-back. Going to be a little bit of a magnifying glass, I guess, on his performance. To start back in the first team as well here. Threads it to Maulida. Now is Sunday. Sunday whipping a ball of quality. That'll do. Kai Havertz. We'll take that. Sunday, Havertz and Vargas, I do definitely feel like have offered us a lot this year. When you consider that they've kind of come in to try and, I guess, fill the void that players like Kingsley Coman left on their departure. I feel like they've done that and a little bit more already. I'm trying to remember who we had on the other wing. It was Coman and then it was Depay, wasn't it? It was Depay when he was fit, which was not very often. But no, we've really improved in the wing areas, and actually that is an area where we are getting, I feel like, I'm noticing more chances being created wider. And just also the overall ability of our wider players is a lot better, although Thuram has just torn us apart. Felix Aboa-Aboa's got the assist there. I feel like he's a really hotly tipped player in real life. I think he did very, very well this year just gone and was linked with a few big teams. Bit of a ball-playing centre-back, and, well, he unleashed the press. and kind of relieve the pressure. But that is all on Thuram, that goal. I mean, give Marcus there full credit. And they respond immediately. Not exactly what I was hoping for in this game, but, well, we're on the attack here. What can we do? Ndombele, he's on his lonesome. Falls to Freitas, and you've got to hit the target there. That's an inexcusable miss. That was... Not good is probably the PG-13 way of describing it. Coming up to half an hour gone, we've got another chance. I mean, we are the team creating more, but it is quite 50-50. Ndombele with it now. Goes to Kai Havertz. Options on ahead. Not the best pass there, Kai. Might get a second chance to redeem himself as we have reclaimed possession here. Now with Sunday out on the right-hand side. Goes to Ndombele. Back with Sunday. Look at them go. Maolida. Nice movement here. Gabel, superb little run. What a finish that is. He is high on confidence. And that is really showing in some of his finishes here. That is another top quality goal. Maolida with another assist to add to his ever-growing scrapbook of them. Sunday, you know, happy to cut inside, be involved in the play. And Gabels just makes a really nice run there. Great first touch and just tucks it straight into the bottom corner. And, well, we reclaim our lead, and I feel like we kind of just deserve that on the balance of play. We've been the better team. And now we do show it on the scoreline, which is nice. Half-time here, 2-1. Although, actually, one last chance maybe. Eder Militao whips it in. Thuram to Guille. Oh, my gosh, he's hit the woodwork. I thought he was about to get his first senior goal. He has been denied by the post there. I'm going to tell the players I'm far from pleased. Havertz has lost confidence. I'm going to tell him I'm happy with his performance so far. That has made Toussaint angry. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're annoying one player at a time. Okay, every time I try and make one happy, someone else gets annoyed. I'm going to do Donnarumma and that's going to be it. No, it's not. Sunday, I'm happy with your performance. Look at what's happening. It's like a dominoes effect. If I praise them all, eventually they'll all be happy. That's how this is... What is happening? This has never happened, but I should have stopped clicking. Maybe if I just tell Gabels I'm not happy. Okay. Let's leave. If we lose this or draw this now, completely on me. I'm not going to lie. I was a bit amused by what I saw when Toussaint reacted negatively, and I just wanted to try and get them all green. I failed in that mission, unfortunately. Let's hope that doesn't cost us too much on the pitch. Sunday with it. Chips it through to Gabels. I guess we could just do a shout here of demand more. Maybe that will solve the problem. Demanding more always works. Also, Gabels, what was that shot? Look at that. Good body language. It's all fine. Watch them now score, and it no longer be fine. But yeah, throw-ins, you might have noticed. So I talked about this at the start of last episode, but if you missed it, basically, we've got the wingers on throw-ins always now, and they're always going to just throw it shorter. I just want us to keep possession, and I know long throws can be quite good this year in FM, but I don't have someone who's particularly good at long throws. And with our current system, turnovers in possession are always a little bit tricky because we can get caught out in the transition. And I feel like just taking throw-in shorter, keeping hold of the ball is way more important to us than anything else. Anyway, I'm going to bring in Vargas for Sunday, who's on a booking. Freitas is not the best of games. Maybe we can make a bit of a rejig here. I'll tell you what, let's bring Oliver into the team. We'll play him as the trequartista. How is he as a trequartista? Probably not that great, but he's an okay player. It's just his shooting that lets him down, really. Of course, he was a player, Oliver, who we brought in on a free transfer last year just to kind of be a squad player we might try and sell on for some money down the line. The way things have panned out with all the injuries we've had, we've actually become, you know, not reliant on him, but he's featured in the team more than I ever anticipated. And, well, he's going to get a little chance here to show us what he's made of. And, well, speaking of the devil, he's threading through Gabels. Makes a run to Vargas, the goal-scoring machine to Ndombele. That is another really nice goal. PSG down 1-0. I noticed that Monaco were up 2-1, but Montpellier, my friends, do us a favour. Take some points off them. It'd help me out massively. Nice build-up play here, though. Vargas on off the bench, on his right foot, to that back post. Ndombele's there, and he just gets a little toe on the end of it. Set piece for us now to deal with. Melling crosses it in. Toussaint nods it away. Oliver Get in the tackle, my friend. I know you're not the bravest of players and you're not the most willing to hop into a tackle, but come on. You've got to do your work for the team. Vargas wins it. Oliver, what are you going to do? Show us what you're made of. He dinks through Gabels. That's not a bad little ball. Can he finish it? Tight angle. Tries to pass it. Falls to Vargas. Options in the middle. Maulida back post. Vargas with 2 assists on off the bench. What would we do without him? 4-1. Not going to get the clean sheet we got last game week, but with that goal, that should be all she wrote. I thought Gabels was going to shoot. He actually tried to put it across. Unselfish, fell to Vargas, and well, nice little back post header for Maulida, who has suddenly decided to start catching some form, as it feels like has the rest of our team. I mean, now can we do this on a more consistent basis? Compared to last game, this has been a lot better performance. You know, 2 clear-cut chances, 4 half chances, and not only that, but we've taken those chances as well, which is good. Do need to defend here. I think I noticed David, who's our player out on loan at Guingamp, out on the right-hand side. Keep an eye on him. Maybe he'll do... There he's offside. Panic over. I think that's Ad. Is that our David? I now want to check. It is our David. He's not the craziest player in the world at 21. Probably should try and sell him on. But he's trying to make a name for himself against us here. Unfortunately, the assistant has got other ideas. And, well, there you go. Miles off. Couldn't see him in the camera, but the line was there, and that's what matters. 40 seconds left. I think that we are probably donezo here. I think we've put in a good little performance. Another game full of goals, which is obviously great, and it's a variety of goal scorers as well. We're not really relying on one player, and when you consider that both Aouar and Moise Kean, who last year were 2 of our most instrumental players, have been out for a decent chunk of time. In the case of Moise Kean, he's not been available for selection all season. Having them coming back and having performances like this before they're back can only bode well for the future, it feels like. 4-1. Boys, I'm very happy. Sorry about the half-time team talk. I got a bit carried away. Sometimes that happens, you know? Anyway, you can see here, so many of our players out on loan right now. Lewis Cook, can you stop trying to headhunt Militao? They're really trying to turn his head. They really are. I mean, they have to pay the £120 million I want if they're going to get him. That's all I'm going to say. O'Shea continuing to develop on his loan, although he's out with a little injury. Not ideal. So we've got Sochaux next here. I might give Lenglet a rest and bring in David Diaz. Could probably do a bit more rotation. Havertz is struggling the most out of all our midfielders for fitness. Ndombele, you could probably have a rest. I wonder actually, maybe we play Romero. I'm having to work out how I want to juggle things around here. Okay guys, so we're back. Sorry about that. I hope that you heard the doorbell so you know that my delivery did come of my groceries. I mentioned it because the way it works, if you don't know, is you get an hour slot. And the last few times, they've always been early. And they hadn't been early before that. And I thought, well, they're not going to be early again. Of course they bloody were. They came here 25 minutes before they were meant to. Which, it's not... It's truly first world problems. But let's just move on. I've lost my flow now. I've lost my mojo. Tell you who hasn't lost his mojo is Freitas, unless he calls his hair his mojo, in which case he has lost it at the age of 19. He looks pretty good though, doesn't he, Freitas? He's going to be absolutely insane. We're training him, I think at the moment, to be a trequartista, I want to say. Oh no, complete forward. To be fair, kind of covers all the same areas and he's that good that I think he can just be amazing at it. Yeah, I'm very excited to buy Paulo Freitas. How much should we buy him for? 2.5 million? I mean, it looks pretty good, doesn't it, after the fact? I kind of want to scout the Brazil under-20s, just in case there's some more of him. Not him again, obviously, but you know what I mean. There could be another very, very good Brazilian player hiding amongst us. I kind of want to do the same for, like, Argentina. Argentinian and Brazilian regions, they're always good. Although apparently only Brazil and Uruguay have under-19 teams. I mean, you can see here just looking at some of the players. There's one who's not at a club. Why are you a free agent? Are you a free agent? Brian Avalos. I mean, Do I just offer him a contract? He doesn't look rubbish. I feel like we should be just... You want £750? Sure, welcome aboard. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? That we lose him for nothing and what the outlay is tiny because of how low his wages are. This guy looks good. Villafane. I feel like we looked at him before and I decided that he couldn't be good because he was already nearly 20. Maybe I was wrong. Who knows? Answers on a postcard. Anyway, got Socio and we've got Liverpool. They're both lurking on the horizon, these two games, but we want to be prepared for them. I think for the Socio game, I will probably play a rotated team. It's a little bit of a risk, but it's probably got to be done. Venegas came on off the bench and didn't really have sufficient time to have an influence on the game. I mean, apparently he didn't even play a minute. The good news is he's still developing, even if he hasn't played a minute in that game. And in the record books, it will go down as him having made an appearance. And that's what really matters. Our bid for Thomas has been rejected. I'm going to cancel it. Hopefully he kicks up a fuss about the fact he wasn't allowed to talk to us. That's how these mind games work, or at least how they're meant to work. But yeah, Socio in 16th. I always have a bit of a soft spot for them. Moise Keane is... Well, he's completed his rehabilitation, which is good. So maybe we could look to build up some match sharpness in him. Just maybe. David Diaz as well. Apparently he's been doing well in training. Lots of our young regions are starting to get very, very exciting. It makes me feel feelings. Guingamp is doing fine. Bast is apparently unhappy with his attacking movement. You know what? We'll just remove it to keep him happy. Still training him to play right mid, of course. And actually, he's learned it quite well. His mentals are absolutely awful, but he's so blooming quick. Avalos, I'm just going to sign you. What could go wrong? I mean, this is the bit where we're told he's already peaked as a player. We've got him in as a free transfer. He's on £750 a week. Like, it's not too much that I'm going to worry about. What are our scouts saying? He might have peaked. That's concerning. Well, it's okay. He can be available for the under-19s and stuff. Wait, can he? No, he's 20. God damn it. We'll send him on an intensive language course anyway. The course costs a third of what his wages are going to cost every year. Emil Ollison grabbed a goal, which is good to see. Look at his development. More of that, please, Emil. More of that. Our is back in training, which is good. Let's just have a look. So our best 11 is this. But obviously, we've got some players really lacking match fitness. I'm just wondering how we want to rejig things here with all the injuries we've got as well. Bit of a lack of centre mids on the bench right now. I probably have to have Oliver there. Although Bast can technically play centre mid, I guess. Renato Sanchez is back in 4 days. Aouar's not going to be fit enough to play. So we are going to need to jig players around a little bit. But I think we can have Aouar on the bench, to be honest. Maybe that means that we now don't need Bast on the bench at all. And maybe I can just go with Guingamp. Although this is the game against Socio where I want to rotate things. So actually, let's get the rotation in order. All the players who are unlikely to play the next game. Although I will keep Gabels on the pitch. I'd love to get Moise Keane and Aouar on just to give them some game time for fitness. Kanate for Militao is probably going to have to be done. I mean, the injuries don't look as bad as they did previously now, which I guess is good news. Could play Bast as the box-to-box midfielder. You know what? I think we might. And then ahead of time, the players who I'm probably going to need for the next game after this, which I think is just these 3 guys in terms of outfield players. I'm just going to set to rest for 3 days now so I don't forget. Because I will forget. And then I'll wonder why they're really tired going into the game against Liverpool on a Wednesday when they've just played on the Sunday. I have to see how we get on against Sochaux and Montbéliard, though. They're a good little team. I'm disappointed they're doing as badly as they are, because I do have a soft spot for them. Lots of our loanees coming on off the bench. And Ada grabbed a hat-trick. That could be big. Tizzy might have peaked soon. You know, compared to some of our other young strikers, his potential seems not as highly rated. But, I mean, he's getting hat-tricks in the league. And Maxi Kakare actually grabbed 2 assists. He looks like he could be a useful little squad player now at centre mid, to be honest. Lots of these 15s that I just wish were 16s. Like, that would make the world of difference. But yeah, this year on loan he's been doing really well. He's had his best season by far and away. Tizzy is continuing to do well. He's a fine footballer and he's done on his loan exactly what we were hoping for from him. Anyway, I'm going to assume that PSG and Monaco are also going to be playing on this Sunday, but we'll find out in a second. Indeed they are. Brest, can you do us a favour? Please. I've asked nicely. Don't do it for anyone else but yourselves. And me. I'm important too. Now, we've got all these players that we're still just scouting with contracts expiring. I mean, the good news is we're going to have a really good knowledge and not miss out on anyone. The bad news is I've just seen PSG have won 6-0 and I want to cry. Oh, Guingamp and Bast are available for the reserves and they've just played a game today. Oh, Jack, you've noobed it up. Right, Oliver, get in the team at centre mid. And then Guingamp, I'm sorry, mate, you can't play. The most logical thing probably is to bring in Eder Militao to play in the middle. Oh, that's unfortunate for Guingamp and Bast. That is just an oversight on my behalf. Normally in France, your senior team plays on the Saturday and the reserves play on the Sunday, but because of our kind of fixture juggling around, they were played in a game already today, and funnily enough, they're not eligible to play a league game on the same day that they've just played a game for the youth teams. But away from home, even with a semi-rotated team at this point, we should be doing quite well. A little bit of pressure perhaps on our front line. James Taylor at complete forward. I mean, keep an eye on him, the young Scotsman. He's been out with an injury of his own. Chance here to give him some game time. I would love to get Moise Kean on off the bench for like the last half an hour of this game. Maybe a tiny bit less than half an hour. Maybe just 20 minutes. He's been out for 3 months. He's not had any pre-season football because he got injured right at the end of last year. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking 20 minutes left. Get him on. Give him a stretch of his legs and hope that it's not too much on his body and we don't end up getting him injured again, because it would be nice to have him on the bench for the Liverpool game. He's definitely not going to be fit enough for a full 90 minutes. But as a sub option, he's there. So with our team, first team players we've got here, Donnarumma, Militao, Vargas, Sunday and Gabels are really the only nailed on players that we have starting today's game. Not that that will be any excuse for anything but a win here. Sochaux have a chance. Daham blocked away. This could fall very kindly. It's a 2-on-2. Freitas, and I think that's Gabels with him. It is. Sochaux get back well, but Freitas, he's holding up the play, baits out a tackle, does an awful pass, but, well, at least he continued to try and press, but we've got to be wary. Although Lucas Romero wins that and threads in Gabels, who, with his current form, you'd bank on him to score, and, well, he doesn't, and it falls to Taylor, and he scores. I couldn't keep up with the play there. Not the most clean of goals. Gabels is given an assist for that. I'm not sure if he can really take any credit, but yeah, Lucas Romero, huge tackle there, really intelligent ball. I thought Gabels here, I was expecting him to score. Great block, ricochets around, and then Taylor, who, let's be honest, he's not played a lot of football recently. He does that. That is a really cool, composed finish with our first real good opportunity of the game. And it sees us take the lead here. Maybe we can breathe a little sigh of relief. Set piece, though, to deal with. We need to be good from these, and, well, we've not been good from that. Max Lacroix has banged it in. I say banged it in. It's a header at the back post. Donnarumma didn't get across to it, and, well, his defence didn't exactly help him out here, did they? Ball whipped in the back post. Who is that there? I think that's Lucas Romero. It is Romero. I can tell. I recognise our players in the detailed 3D match engine. Anyway, we're in extra time here. We're actually 10 seconds over, so there's maybe one last attack if that. Vargas brings it forward. Where are you going to go? He's going to go to the back post where Gabels is, and he hits the woodwork, and they just kind of loop it clear, and that's going to probably be the last bit of action for the half, ending with another opportunity. We are knocking on the door. Right now, however, it's 1-1, and that is not good enough, boys. I'm just going to tell them I'm not happy, and then I'm going to leave the dressing room. Not even going to sit around to hear their reactions or see their reactions. They know what to do in this game here. Oliver's been absolutely awful. I could bring in Aouar. Is it a bit too soon? No, it's never too soon for Aouar. I need to get him on the pitch. He has not too bad match sharpness, to be honest. Anyway, Vargas to whip in the ball. Diaz is there. We'll take it. Vargas with another assist for his collection. David Diaz, the Colombian centre-back, with a really good finish there on the volley. Always expect these to be headers that go flying over, but no, it falls to his man. And he just beats the keeper at the near post from a very, very tight and close angle. You can see there one player playing him on. Diaz times his run to perfection, and we reclaim the lead in this game, deservedly so. Gabels is not at the best of games, and given that we've got this other game coming up, I'm going to take him off and bring in Moise Kean as the advance forward. We'll see how he gets on. You can see Gabels now listed as an elite striker. Kean, please don't get injured here, and let's not concede in what's left. This now is about, getting a few of these players who are lacking match sharpness a bit of game time. We'll make one last change. Freitas has played awfully, so we'll bring in Havertz to play that centre attack in mid for us. I wouldn't mind another goal here just to ease the nerves a little. Sunday with it. Romero crosses it in, headed away. Aouar, have a go. That's what we've missed, Aouar. That is what we've missed. It's his third goal of the season. The goals continuing to flow for us here today, much as they have for the rest of this episode. This has just been an episode of goals. Really can't fault any of our performances, and obviously fantastic for Aouar, who's been out for a decent chunk of time to come back and just get that goal. I realise I never actually checked the PSG result after that last game. They did lose. They lost against Montpellier. Thank you, Montpellier. I forgot to check it. I didn't even notice it. I'm sure there's people screaming in the comments. I'm going to blame the fact that my groceries were delivered as a valid excuse. Anyway, we need to deal with this here. Ball dinked wide, and Sunday does deal with it. He reads the ball nicely. Now, while playing the box-to-box midfielder role, I mean, I guess that's the advantage of Aouar, is he's so versatile in that regard. Could we force an error out of them here? We can. I mean, Moise Kean. Should he celebrate that? If that's my goalkeeper, I'm livid. I mean, we'll enjoy it for what it is. Moise Kean's first goal of the year is one that, I mean, fans are going to remember it, but not perhaps for the reason you might expect. Prevo in goal for them. I mean, he's got completely lost there, hasn't he? Ball at his feet, falls to Moise Kean. He's not going to get any easier chance all season, but he'll take that as a little confidence builder. I mean, 5 minutes left, and I want to believe that we're not done yet. I want to believe that there is more to come from us in this match. Reckles has got it. I believe he's one of our players out on loan. Feels like we play against one of our players out on loan every single match. Diaz with it. Dinked wide to Sunday. Where are you going with it, Sunday? Down the line, he decides. Havertz now with it. Dinked in to Taylor. Didn't quite pick out his man, unfortunately, in the end. Taylor, not really a player who I'd back to win those kind of aerial duels. Socia on the attack. Diaz reads that nicely. Let's not do what Prevo just did and give the ball away in a compromising position, please. Nicely worked from the back. And now is Sunday, who dinks forward Moise Kean. Could he get his second of the game? Blocked. Falls to him, though, and he does get it. This is delightful stuff. I mean, he's on for a hat-trick with what's left. Let's go very attacking. And why not demand a little bit more? Sunday dinks it through. Unfortunately, not going to get an assist because Moise Kean did fail the first opportunity. It was actually an insane tackle by De Silva. Really unfortunate that it fell straight back to the Italian stallion. Record transfer Moise Kean. And, well, that's going to be all she wrote. But another really convincing result. 5-1. David Diaz picking up man of the match as well. You love to see it. Eder Militao continues to be scouted. Maybe I need to stop playing Eder Militao. If I stop playing him, then they can't scout him anymore, and then they'll lose interest, right? That's how this works. Anyway, I need to work out how we want to approach things here. I'm wondering if Moise Kean and Aouar might be fit enough to gamble in that next game. If they are, it would be unfortunate for Sunday to drop him because he's been in such good form, but I don't know how else we get everyone in. I guess maybe we just stick with Havertz for at the moment at centre attacking mid. I mean, Vargas has got 7 goals and 5 assists. Sunday's got 5 assists and a 7.63 average rating. And Havertz has got 3 goals and 3 assists. Like, the actual performances from those 3 new additions have been really impressive. Right. Lil, can you do us a favour? Please, Lil, do it for me. Just a little one. No, you've lost 5-1. It does feel like there's a big golfing class between ourselves, Monaco and PSG, and then the rest of the league. More so than ever this year, just in terms of the goal differences. I mean, look at it. Marseille are one of the only teams with positive goal difference yet. They're 17th in the league. Yeah, I mean, when you look at the goal difference, it does indicate the fact there is quite a big golfing quality. I was very pleased. Moise Kean, my friend. I want to have a little chat with you because your physicals have fallen off. But that last game, mate, was superb. What are we training him on? Complete forward? That's probably a good idea to help with his physicals. But you can see here just how much his physicals have fallen off with that injury. That might make him better suited to being the complete forward for us if now he could get more technical. Because Gabels possesses the pace to kind of spearhead attacks, I feel like, as an advanced forward and break through. Whereas Gabels is whereas Moise Kean maybe now can be less reliant on that pace of his. Could do with giving Militao just a little rest for one day. Liverpool at home is the next game. I kind of just want to go into it all out and see how we get on. Moise Kean might be a little touch and go, actually, due to his match fitness. We'll see what the medical staff say prior to the game. Just as a quick recap, by the way, of the Champions League right now, you can see here we are on 9 points. Liverpool are on 6. Salzburg are on 3. A win here, and I think we're 99.9% sure we'd be out of the group. Liverpool, though, they've caused us headaches in the past. They like to be a bit of a problem child for us. We'll have to deal with them well here. And, well, just as a reminder, auto-saves save saves. If you don't have auto-saving on, just turn it on. I don't want... it breaks my heart when people message me saying, "Hey, Jack, I've got this error. How do I load my save game?" And it's an error message saying the save game could not be loaded. Usually means the save file has gone bang. Usually you might have closed your PC while it was saving, or maybe the game didn't close properly while it was saving. Or hard drives are just doing hard drive things. Just back up your save. Be safe. If you're going to spend hundreds of hours... You wouldn't spend hundreds of hours in a Word document only to save one copy of it, I would like to think. Don't treat your FM saves any differently. I'm curious just to look at some of the young players that we've been scouting. So we did do a bit of a mass scout of younger options. Is there any who are super hotly rated? There is. Karim Bekar. I mean, I don't think we can get him in, funnily enough. Vanin looks good. I mean, I remember him getting flagged up before. I don't really need more playmakers. But he does look quite good. If we sort by ability, you can see here the best 20-year-olds. Ben Beachy, I remember this guy. Look how nutty he is. That's just filth. No one should be that good age 20. No one. And obviously there's Smith of Manchester United as well. Fury apparently is available for between 22 and 40 million. I mean, he looks good, but does he look £40 million good? I'd argue probably not. Anyway, what was the time recommended here? Moise Kean is recommended to have a half. Renato Sanchez, 60 minutes. Aouar, 75 minutes. Right, I might start with Maulida in that case, who, to be fair, has done very, very well as the complete forward, so it's not exactly a big hit to take. I think for safety kind of reasons, we'll start with Aouar on the bench as well. We'll kind of go with the team that we've played, you know, with the injuries that we've had as of late. So it's going to be Sunday out on the right, Havertz down the middle. I mean, look how good he is. He's improved so much. His agility is now at 20. 3 assists in 9 appearances in the league, but across all competitions he's got 5 assists, and he's just been on fire for us. Anyway, let's see how we get on at home against Liverpool. Why is the goalkeeper warming up there? That is not where a goalkeeper warms up in a football match. I've attended enough football matches to know that when the players are like limbering up and stretching out, having come out and had the music play because they're not wearing tracksuit tops or anything. Although maybe the Liverpool players are. It doesn't. The bottom line is the goalkeeper does not warm up by doing stretches in the middle of the pitch. That's all I've got to say on the matter. I've never seen a goalkeeper doing lunges while everyone else is like jumping on the spot, keeping warm. Right, Liverpool playing in their purple kit. Don't know how to feel about that as a Liverpool fan. I wasn't a fan of last year's purple kit. More of a fan of this year's third kit. If you didn't know, I am a football kit connoisseur. But yeah, purple. I mean, I don't hate it. Don't love it. Kind of inconsequential that we're talking about this. Let's focus on the blooming game, Jack. You're playing Liverpool at home. You need to win this. It's not an absolute must-win, but it would definitely help us out if we could just win and secure ourselves a spot in the next round of the Champions League. Just as a little reminder, it's World Cup year, and it's Qatar World Cup year, so the World Cup means that the latter game in the group stage, in fact I think it's just the last game, happens in January. And the first knockout round, if I'm not mistaken, is just one leg. So we'll have to maybe prepare for that. But I'm hoping that we can just get a win here. And then I can just treat the 2 other Champions League games as kind of just opportunities to rotate the team and keep various people happy. But anyway, early on, we've had more of the ball than Liverpool in this opening 10 minutes, but not created a lot. And Liverpool aren't a team who need a great deal of possession to punish you. Working the ball nicely, though, here with Havertz. Maybe he can thread through Maulida. He can. He's got to score that, and he hasn't. Would Moise Kean have scored it? Probably. Probably would have done. Also, of course, they've got Wallace playing for them. Our former man. Keep an eye on him. Where is he? I think he'll be one of these two. I guess he's 17. He is. Whipped in. I thought Gebels was going to get a little header onto Vargas's ball, and he didn't. We'll keep Wallace highlighted. Hopefully he can make some mistakes today. Looks like he is going to have the responsibility of picking up Maulida or whoever our complete forward is on the pitch, which is probably the most difficult player in our team to deal with, to be honest. Ball threaded through to Gebels here. Can he score? No, the side netting ripples. Oh, that was a good opportunity as well. Now we have a set piece to deal with here. It's a throw into Salah. Toussaint wins it. Ndombele heads it away further. 3 of our players swarm Fabinho, but unfortunately just gets the ball away to his Brazilian counterpart in Wallace. Will Hughes spreads the play, but read by Sunday, who's in that deeper defensive position. When we don't have the ball, the wingers on support do like to drop in deeper when they can and help out defensively. Unfortunately, there's times like that where they find a little bit of a gap, and unfortunately for us, it's the Frenchman Dembele who just gets it into that bottom corner. I mean, are we going to live to regret the Maulida miss and not starting Moise Kean? It feels like it would have been a risk to start him. Wasn't the most ferocious of efforts. Could Donnarumma have done better? Maybe he could have, but he didn't. And I can't overthink it too much here. Game's been very, very even. We've edged out possession, but in terms of chances, it's been, you know, both teams had at their fair share. Fortunately, it looks like unless there's going to be a very late chance here, which it doesn't look like there's going to be, it's going to be 1-0 to them at half-time. We've had 2 clear-cut chances. They've had 0. But it's been just one of those kind of games. Right, Havertz is the only player not to react positively. And I can't get him to react positively. We just don't speak the same language. I don't know German yet. I've not added that bow to my string, or that string to my bow even. That expression makes no sense when you say it the wrong way round. Right, Keane, get on the pitch. for... I'm going to take off my leader. He missed the opportunities. Havertz has not had a good game. Aouar, get on the pitch. The double change. 2 players we've missed massively in the early stages of this year. Back in the team. Not got a great deal to lose by bringing them on. That was a good goal. Fair play, Will Hughes. I can't even argue with it, can I? That's not even one that a tactical change does anything about. Joe Gomez whips the ball in. It's headed clear. I guess you could argue Adam Militao should put it wider, but Will Hughes just cracks it on the volley. Of course he does. And it's now 2-0 to Liverpool in a game that, I'm going to be honest, I feel like on another day we should probably be winning. They've kind of done what we did in the first game. You know, they've had not even half chances, just long-range speculative efforts, but they've all flown in. And they've kind of just earned themselves it. Anyway, we're going more attacking. Gabels is threaded through. It's a tight angle, but he's going to take the shot. Becker stands tall. It's always going to be tricky to get it past Alisson from that angle. I did wonder if he might cross it in. We could have another chance here, though. Sunday crosses it in straight down Alisson's throat. I mean, if you could get a calf strain right now, that would be useful. Donnarumma, sweeper keeper extraordinaire. Deals with it, and well, we live to fight another day, but time is not really plentiful for us. And now Sunday's picked up an injury. Oh, do I even have a right midfielder? I guess Renato Sanchez on the wing. And it's an unlikely sentence. We'll hope that's nothing too serious for Sunday, otherwise I will cry. I thought we were going to go an episode without a serious injury to a regular first-team player. I guess the only small silver lining about Sunday's injury is that we are going to have Vargas and Havertz who can play on the wings, and then Aouar can come back into the team to play down the middle. It's not much of a consolation, though. I'm going to be completely transparent. Anyway, Renato Sanchez, speaking of the devil, here he is. Can he get it forward? He can. Gabels, you've got to finish that. He does finish that. Wallace was caught out. As we broke away, Liverpool did not regroup particularly well in transition. You can see Wallace just caught way up the pitch. Fabinho should probably try and plug the gap. Van Dijk does not read that well at all, and well, it falls to Gabels, who just smashes it in at the near post. It's only 2-1. We'll get the demand more shout going. Players react well. 10 minutes left. Do I want to go very attacking? I do. I clicked very loudly there, as if clicking harder was going to make a more significant difference to the tactical change. We are going to be leaving ourselves exposed at the back, but we're not going to get anything for a loss, and unfortunately, well, we are going to get something if we lose. It's going to be a red card. Also, they've signed Harry Maguire. Right, well, I guess we're going to have to go with a more conventional 3-4-2. It's not conventional at all, but I guess conventional in the sense that, well, it's a more normal looking formation than perhaps what we normally play. 7 minutes left. Even though we're down a man, I'm going to go more attacking. This is going to backfire probably, but it's worth the risk at this point. Goal difference isn't too much of a factor due to our massive wins against Salzburg and Dynamo Kiev. Ultimately, even dropping points here would not be the end of the world. We just have to beat the teams that you'd expect us to beat, and I think the way things are playing out so far, we're actually in a pretty good spot. Where it's unlikely, unless Salzburg could cause a few upsets, that we'd get beaten by them in the group to get second. But at the same time, I wouldn't like to lose by a 2-goal margin, he says as they score. It's 3-1. Liverpool have kind of caught us out here. I feel like we've been unfortunate. You can see by just the chances created, clear-cut chances and half chances. We had the better quantity of chances, and until we had a man sent off, we were massively on top. At this point, I'm now hoping that the Sunday injury isn't too serious because, let's be honest, he's been pretty blooming good for us as the young Italian out on the right-hand side. I say Italian. I'm not sure if... Is Italian his only nationality? I can't remember. Or does he have more? He is Italian and Nigerian. And he has actually got 2... When did he get 2 caps for Italy? I don't remember that happening. Maybe that happened... I don't know when that... He's got 2 caps for Italy. I don't think he's always had those. Maybe he has. Let me know. Has he had those and I've never noticed them? Anyway, Gabels has been gifted it. Maybe there's hope yet. Maybe there's... That's a great finish, by the way. 3-2. I mean, Aouar, at this point, mate, just get forward. Ndombele, to be fair, Ndombele, you might as well just go there. Eden Militao, come into the centre of the midfield. No, that's dumb. That's dumb. That's too far, Jack. I will just pause the game here. We're going more direct, in case you haven't realised. Hit early crosses. Distribute over defenders. Just press like crazy possessed demons. Please. We're going to look to lump it forward with 2 minutes left and see if that can work out for us, I think. Seems like the best idea. One more goal and a draw's on the cards. I mean, to be fair, this has been a really hearty performance considering we're down a man. Vargas, what can you do? Crosses it in. Gabels, surely not. For the hat-trick! Alisson stops it. Oh my word. I thought that was going to go in and I was going to lose my head. I'm going to do one more, demand more with 2 minutes left. It's not going to amount to anything, but what a spirited fight back. With a man down as well, we really didn't look outclassed there at all. Unfortunately, it does see Liverpool leapfrog us. I think Salzburg are now going to be one win behind us, if we just have a look. No, they drew. Okay, that draw helps us massively. Actually, does it help us that much? I mean, if we lose and they beat Dynamo Kiev, they would be 2 points behind us. They were always going to need to beat us in their last game. Sunday's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. That's a bit of a shame, but we'll try and deal with it. David played for Guingamp against Manchester United. Didn't do incredibly, but hey, playing against Manchester United isn't too bad. As for Willem Gabels, I mean, he looks very blooming good, doesn't he, Gabels? 8 goals in 12 in the league, 6 goals in 4 in continental competitions. He's currently having one of his best seasons ever. Hopefully, he's going to be able to keep it going, even if we are without a few players through injury. You can see, though, slowly but surely, and it is still kind of slowly but very surely, but we are actually starting to kind of actually have a squad come together now of players that can actually play and that aren't just carrying injuries. Before we go today, I will just quickly rest all our players who are struggling perhaps a little bit with match fitness. You could say that we're lacking still a little in the wide areas. You can see Shadas is still out for up to 4 weeks. Sunday's going to be out for a little while, and then Trincao is still months off being fit, unfortunately. So, no, in the wide areas we're still lacking, but we've got Vargas and we've got Havertz, and of course we kind of did bring them in, thinking we'd play Havertz on the left on his left foot and Vargas on the right on his right foot. With how well they've played on opposite wings, I'm almost tempted to stick with them on the sides they've been playing. I will say, though, it makes me very excited to see the green triangle of Keane, Gabels and Aouar reappear. That is something we've not seen in a while here at Lyon. We could say that for sure. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up everything from me today. Hopefully I see you guys next time. We've got Cannes, Bordeaux, another game against Liverpool, and probably, I was going to say the Coupe de la Ligue game, but we go into the World Cup here, so maybe not. Winter World Cup's going to be a thing. I need to work out what I'm going to do around that. I will probably just continue forward for the 2 months in between, off camera. I know that some of you can be like, I want to see the World Cup and stuff, but it's not that interesting. If you want to see a World Cup in Football Manager, just holiday your game forward 6 years and the results are pretty much the same thing. What we'll probably do is when we come back for that first game after the World Cup, we'll have a look at it, see how some of our players did. But, well, that's a problem for in a couple of days' time. For now, I need to think about the fact we've got that Liverpool game coming up, and we've also got Bordeaux in 4th. That's a big game. That is not easy, away from home as well. Hopefully I see you guys for it. But anyway, that is all. I'll see you soon. Drop a like if you enjoyed. And yeah, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.